Hello, fellow game devs. Welcome to Loa Makes Game. I'm Loa, and like most of you, I always wanted to make a game. Starting this channel was one of my many attempts to turn my dream into a reality. But as most of you know, game dev is hard. I haven't succeeded yet, nor have I given up yet. Yesterday, I realized it had been about 30 years since I wanted to build a game. It's a very long time and I haven't succeeded yet. So today we are going to explore what actually happened in the past 30 years. Some dreams never fade. They come back to haunt you. And making game is such a dream. So sometimes they come back, remind you to work on them again and never to forget them. So here I am. So it all started about 15 years ago in the year 1994 when I played the game Romance of the Three Kingdoms 2 on my computer. So generally the essence of the game is to recruit great generals to work for you. There's a province management part of it, and there's a war element of it. But most important part or most interesting part of the game is actually just to find all the great generals, recruit them, and you will have a lot of fun in the game. This is my favorite game and it inspired me to want to make such a game. So over the years, there are some games which I really like. One of them is Civilization, especially Civilization Part 2. There's a city building, there's a tech tree, there's a military component of it, very all-rounder turn-based strategy game. Then there's Final Fantasy VII, which I also really like. RPG, also one of my favorite type of games. And then also they come with many mini games, which is really fun. So side quests, those things. Then of course, there's also game like XCOM, where you assemble a squad. Then you equip them with equipment, then you go on a mission. So these are some of my favorite games during that time, and I really like them. When I'm 20 years old in 1999, I started learning programming in my college. And I also worked in the R&D department of my college where I was exposed to a bit of game dev elements because our project works with Microsoft DirectX and OpenGL. While we are doing some research and learning, we bump into website like Gamasutra, where it's famous for where game studio write a post-mortem of their game development process, like what they did right, what they did wrong. I really like those articles and I learned a lot. Also GameDev.net, they show a lot of game development tools, technology, framework, tips and tricks. During that time, I'm really having some fun and I really like to learn and dig into those articles. So during this period of time, that's where I get to know of a person called John Carmack. So he's from ID Software, makes games like Dooms on Quake. So he is quite an inspiring person where he tells you about programming, game development in a really inspiring and fun ways. So I enjoy reading his books, article, and watching his talk. In about 1999, game development is pretty hard because most of it is done in C and C++. On top of that, you have to have some sort of like game engine kind of thing. And you can either write your own game engine, which is really fun, or you can use an existing game engine. So that's where there's something called Talk Game Engine. There's a developer of a game called Tribes. So where they release a game engine where they handle the graphics, handle the networking, so you just focus on building game. Though game engines simplify things, but game development is still really hard at the point of time. After I learned that game development is really hard, so I try to make it simple by using Visual Basic 6 to build a game, because VB6 was really popular back then. It's very easy to build apps. It's very famous. So I try to use VB6 to build a RTK2 clone. I can't remember. I think I did quite far. I got a tile maps and everything, but I realized that, oh, the graphics, the asset, because I was trying to build an RTK2 clone, so you'd have the list of photo of the people, the general, and things like that. That was really hard to do the image and asset. So I did try. Then I can't remember very well, but eventually I gave up. So some of the challenges of game development: complexity. Develop game is more complex than developing an app. So you have the game design element, how the game should be, why is it fun, how to create the art for the game, the audio, the music, the sound effect. Then you have the game engine. Either you build it yourself or you have to learn how to use a particular game engine. Then you have to have a special UI for game. You can't use those window UI kind of thing. Then how are you going to do the AI? And then there's other miscellaneous stuff like level design, the tooling to design your game and things like that. At the same time, also one of the problem is over ambition. I mean, you don't want to build a simple game like Space Invader or Pac-Man. I want to build a strategy game. So strategy game by nature itself is very more complex game. So we got scope creep. You try to have element A, you try to have a tech tree, then you want the crafting system, and then you have a battle system, then you have a level system, then you have the diplomatic system, so things like that. So it's very easy to be too ambitious and you end up failing to make anything. Also, I'm a developer, but I'm not a game developer. So I have no game development experience. So it's still pretty hard for me. And of course, solo dev, there's one person. Usually a game studio that time will have at least 5 to 20 people working on it. 1 to 3 year basis to make a game. For my circumstances, it is quite challenging. Cost, resources, time. I only can work on this part-time on a hobby basis, so it didn't really work well. And then financial, most of us know that it's very hard to make money from games. That's why it remains a hobby. So fast forward, and when I'm 35 years old, in the year around 2014, then where HTML5 become very popular, the Web 2.0 thingy. I see an opportunity to make games for the web, because with HTML5 you have cross-platform compatibility. You don't have to build a game for Windows, for Mac, and then for Linux and all those things. So ease of development, distribution. You just put your game on the website and people can play it. Then you don't have all those nasty installation problem. So this is with HTML5, we have APIs, good API for 2D and 3D, we have WebGL kind of thing. We have better support for sound and offline storage. So it seems more mature. But during that time, the internet is still very skeptical of, is it possible to play game on the web and things like that? Which might be true. I mean, even today, most of the game is still on desktop or mobile Android apps. But I have yet to find any nice or popular game that's actually deployed on the web as HTML5. So it's a nice dream, but in reality, it didn't really work yet, or at least I didn't try hard enough. So over the years, I have many game designs. So from where you can see, these are some of the design I make on Google that I store on Google Drive is still there. Before that, I have many hand-drawn sketches which I probably lost them. So what happened is every time I play an interesting game, I got inspired. Oh, okay, I can make this game better. The game should have this element. This element is fun. This is not so fun, and things like that. So I really like designing games, and I got inspired to do that. But the sad thing is, it I never complete the design. Number one, and it never actually go into production. So that's the challenges. So a few years back, when I'm 42 years old, in the year 2021, the game engine is more mature by now. Then we have Godot, or at least Unity, right? So it's free open source game engine, perfect for 2D games. I just want to make 2D games, nothing fancy, no 3D stuff. So it says fast and easy to learn. I try to learn it, but although it's faster and easy during the 1990s years where you have to do C and C++ and things like that, but it's still pretty hard because game have many elements to it. You have to learn to build the UI, the physics, integrate the physics system, when you shoot an arrow, how should the arrow arch, kill the enemy, then you do the animation and things like that. So there's a lot of things to learn and do, which require a lot of time. So I did try. I learned it. I make some YouTube video teaching people how to do, each video is an element of the game which I am working on. So I do, my game need to shoot a homing projectile or arch projectile range attack or physical attack. So I did try, learn it, documented it, but somehow I given up again. I think mostly it's just too time consuming. So when you need to learn a lot before you actually make something, so you get easily demotivated along the way. So the time to learn cannot be too long until you actually make the thing. So even though you make the thing, it can't be too complex, else you are stuck. So a game engine like Godot also cross-platform, which is really nice. So was my last attempt few years ago. So why I want to make games? Because they stop making games, slow games, which I enjoy. What I mean by slow game, like those turn-based strategy game, RPG game that is turn-based. Now the world go into all those 3D action, fast-paced reaction type of game. Dota, Counter-Strike, Elder Ring, those things, which I don't really like. I like turn-based strategy with a bit of RPG element. There are some mobile games which suit this criteria, but because most mobile games are free, so they are designed with a different criteria in mind. They are designed for you to grind, for you to watch more ads rather than making the game actually fun. So I have yet to find a satisfactory game yet, so I still want to make one, which I really enjoy. So this year, 2025, I'm 46 years old now, so I saw a new hope, AI. Why AI is great? Because of generative AI. So now we can generate art, music, sound, which is fairly great. Still need to learn how to do it, but I'm sure it will get better, much easier than what it used to be. Then with AI, one interesting thing is you have dynamic content. Meaning that last time when you build games or you have conversation with the NPC, you have to have a fixed dialogue tree on what you can do, what you cannot do, and the same predictable thing keep happening. So with generative AI, you can have more dynamic content. So you can have a more interesting conversation with the NPC. More interesting things can happen in the world. So which make it more interesting. So with AI tool like Cursor and things like that, so that hopefully there will be faster learning, faster coding, so you can make games faster. So at least that's the promise of AI, and it looks fairly promising. So dreams are nice, but working on the dream and making something is more fulfilling. So now I have a new game plan. I have a plan and a strategy how I'm going to start making a game again this time. What's the plan? I will share it in the next episode. Thanks for watching. Have fun making games. Bye bye.